Let me tell you a story that starts with sidewalk chalk and ends with a neighborhood in uproar. It was one of those rare spring mornings that made you believe the world wasn't entirely broken. The air was crisp, the sun was soft, and birds chirped lazily from oak trees that lined the quiet streets of Cedar Ridge. On the porch of a rented townhouse, a single mom named Jenna cradled a chipped mug of coffee, her bare feet resting on warm concrete. Life hadn't been easy since the divorce, but mornings like this, where her daughter laughed without fear, felt like little victories. Her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, sat on the curb with a bucket of chalk, drawing a rainbow that stretched from one side of the driveway to the other. Underneath it, in big, loopy letters, she wrote, "Be kind." And for a moment, everything was okay. Then came the SUV. It was matte black, no front plates, back windows tinted dark as secrets. It didn't just pass by, it stopped. Right in front of their house, out stepped 2 men dressed in tactical gear. Vests, khakis, mirrored sunglasses, the works. Across their chests, in fading white lettering, HOA enforcement. Now, if that sounds fake, that's because it was. But Jenna didn't know that yet. The taller one, built like a discount action figure, stalked toward Lily and barked, "You can't do that here. You're violating HOA Code 4.7. Lily blinked. "It's just chalk." The second man, wiry with a clipboard, chimed in, "Defacing shared community walkways. We've warned this property before." Jenna's heart dropped. She knew they hadn't. She'd never seen these men in her life. "That's our driveway," she said firmly, stepping between them and her daughter. "Shared access easement," the clipboard guy snapped. "Section D3. Look it up." Jenna stood her ground, but then things escalated fast. The big guy bent down toward Lily, lowered his voice, and growled, "Shut your mouth, girl. The HOA doesn't care what you think." Time froze. Lily's chalk dropped and rolled into the gutter. Her lip quivered, and that's when the screen door creaked open. Out stepped Luca. Now, Luca wasn't the yelling type. He wasn't flashy. He was the kind of man who could sit completely still for hours and still make you feel like you should check your behavior. Quiet, tall, Russian, 6'4" of lean, calm threat. He was barefoot, wearing jeans and a white t-shirt that clung to muscles earned, not bought. His hair was damp, slicked back from a shower. He didn't say a word. He just stood there at the top of the steps. The air changed. Clipboard guy scoffed. "Who's this? Your bodyguard?" Luca's voice was low, even. "Do you know her name?" "What?" He pointed at Lily. "You screamed at a child. Do you know her name?" "Sir, step back. You're interfering with an official compliance issue." Luca moved. Not fast, not loud, just inevitable. He grabbed clipboard guy by the collarbone and lifted. The man's feet left the ground like a sack of mulch, and Luca walked him down the driveway like he was taking out the trash. "Put him down!" the other man yelled, reaching for something on his belt, probably pepper spray. "Wrong move." Luca turned, caught the man's wrist mid-motion, twisted, and with one clean pivot, he had him face down on the pavement next to his partner. Both groaning. One cursing, the other crying. Jenna stood frozen, not in fear, but awe. Phones were out now, neighbors recording from windows and lawns. One man muttered, "Is this guy for real?" Oh, he was. And the real kicker? These guys weren't just fake HOA. They were scammers, grifters. Over the past 6 months, They'd been hitting neighborhoods with little oversight, like Cedar Ridge, pretending to be HOA enforcers. They'd hit elderly homeowners, single moms, immigrants, anyone who looked like they wouldn't fight back. They used made-up codes, demanded on-the-spot cash fines, and even carried mobile card readers. They'd collected over $20,000 across town. And Jenna's house? It was on a list. They'd targeted her on purpose. Why? Because months ago, she'd publicly challenged the HOA president, a shady guy named Whitmore, over sketchy budget reports. He wasn't happy about it, so he whispered in the right ears, maybe even paid the wrong guys. But what he didn't expect was Luca. Within minutes, police arrived. Jenna handed over her phone with the full video from the moment the SUV pulled up to the part where Luca dropped both men like bad laundry. The officers watched in silence. One of them, Officer Nolan, paused the video and looked at the suspects. "You're under arrest for impersonating officers, attempted extortion, and harassment of a minor." The fake badge? Printed on a flimsy piece of paper and slipped into a dollar store laminate pouch. The neighborhood exploded. Within hours, the video hit 10,000 views. By evening, it was on the front page of Reddit. And Luca? He didn't give interviews. He didn't need to. But someone snapped a photo. Him standing at the top of the porch steps, arms crossed, Lily's chalk drawing visible at his feet. It went viral. A T-shirt showed up online the next day. Above the image, it read, "Real men don't need badges." Jenna started getting messages from all over the country. People sharing their HOA horror stories. A city councilman offered to help start a local HOA reform bill. Kids in the neighborhood began drawing chalk again. Only this time, they added messages like, "No fear," "Protect kindness," and "HOA, LOL." And every first Saturday, they returned. Lily and her friends started a new tradition. Chalk guard. They'd cover the sidewalks with fresh drawings, different every time. Some were funny. Some were fierce. All of them were defiant. One morning, Lily drew a huge rainbow again, but this time with a twist. Beneath it, she chalked a drawing of a tall man holding hands with a tiny girl. And in bright pink, she wrote, "Don't yell at kids. My mom's boyfriend will find you." By month's end, the real HOA board quietly restructured. Whitmore resigned. No press statement. Just vanished. The last scene? Luca outside at dusk, sipping tea, staring down at a new drawing. This one was of Jenna. She stood between Lily and two shadowy figures. One arm outstretched, her body angled protectively. Underneath, Lily had written, "She didn't freeze. She shielded me." Luca knelt down and traced the chalk outline with his finger. Jenna watched from the doorway. "You like it?" she asked. He nodded. "She sees everything. Some heroes wear badges, some wield chalk, and some just stand still and wait for the right moment to act." So, what about you? Have you ever had to deal with an overreaching HOA? Or maybe someone tried to use fake authority to intimidate you or your family? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and how you handled it. And remember, power doesn't always come from a title. Sometimes it just comes from standing up.